All right, and we're back for part two. So the video did cut out. I guess I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened. I'm still not very technological savvy, tech savvy.
Yes.
I don't really care for technology. Um, so going back to Robert the Doll, it's located in Key West, Florida, and yeah, we were talking about would we go, would we not go? I would go just to see what it looks like, and then Sean brought up that in our minds we see and review something paranormal, or
We perceive it as paranormal
Yeah.
just because it looks a certain way.
I do agree with that.
Kind of like locally, we have Martha's Chapel. It's just an old cemetery at the end
Yeah,
of the
locally,
road. So
yeah.
you say it's haunted, so it's like,
So it is haunted for the most part. I just don't believe it's as bad as people make it seem. Sorry, I'm also I cut the Twitch stream out. So this is part two, like I said.
was anyone watching this besides Carrie?
I have no idea. I wasn't looking.
Okay.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So part two is really gonna be. It's not gonna be as long. Probably won't go on for any longer. But yeah. So, you got anything to add?
Yeah, it was more like I'll tell that story later if you want to do that.
We can do it right now.
Okay, well, I got another story. I was in Boy Scouts. Okay, Fred was not in Boy Scouts. I was.
So back to my
Yeah.
my comedy part of the show.
Hey.
I was not a Boy Scout. I did not need to pay money to be around boys who know how to shoot a gun and tie a tie. I'm sorry.
Eagle Scout still looks good on a resume, bro. I don't know.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Fucking freaking Eagle Scouts. I did not cuss. Oops.
I'm kidding. Yeah, so we were on the Lexington, the aircraft carrier down in Corpus Christi. They have a thing where you can spend the night there, and you sleep down there in the sleeping quarters where the soldiers slept. And it's interesting. It's like the second Lexington. The first one was sunk at during the Second World War in the Pacific at Guadalcanal, I believe. I think it was at Guadalcanal, and yeah, it was sunk. Japanese like, yeah, we sunk her, and so they built another Lexington ship, and they're like, here's the Lexington, is back. So yep, and that's called the Blue Ghost because the Japanese claimed to have sunk her, and then they rebuilt it and sent it back out. They built a new one and sent it back out into the Pacific. But there were several kamikaze attacks on that. No, there was not several. It was one. There was one that hit it, hit the side. I don't know if any markings are still there or not. But it served through the 90s. Like, it was that old. Like, they just upgraded it. Anyway, that's not really related to the story, but just kind of a background. But it was my second time sleeping over there, and that was like my favorite thing. Like, just sleeping on an aircraft carrier was so cool. And the first, gosh, I'm terrible. and it was like the second time I went there, and I think it might have been like 3 a.m. something like that. And I might have been seeing things because I was dreaming. It was kind of like a light dreaming where I knew I was still laying down on the bunk. I was on the very top, and I see this hand. It looks like this black hand that reaching down over the side on my face. I think I yelled, but no one woke up, so I might have just yelled in my dreams. But I went like, ah! And then I woke up, looked around, like my hands were up like this, like ready to punch. And I'm looking around, no one wakes up. So that was just an interesting experience. And there's been reports of ghosts. They did a ghost story the night before. It was totally fake. Like, you can see the dude with the flashlight behind the door, bang, 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 bang on the door. It was so cheesy. It was
Well,
bad.
who wants to scare the Boy Scouts?
The Scoutmasters do that enough.
Boy
No, we
Scouts.
never had any of those problems in my troop, but as far as I know. But anyway, but it was just. There's been reports. There's been a picture taken of the of the bridge, and there's been, I don't know if you've heard of that. The picture of someone in the chair, sitting there. There's been reports of that. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen the picture. I've just heard it's been taken. But that is a story that happened to me. I might have just been dreaming. I might have just been seeing things. I don't know. But.
So when it comes to that, it's not a lot of people would. If you're watching this, would call it sleep paralysis. Not so much sleep paralysis, but they would want to call it sleep paralysis. The only crazy thing is sleep paralysis isn't what sleep paralysis is. I think I've told you this before, but so sleep paralysis is when your mind is awake and your body is not. If you're ever with me, I will fight and argue against this any time of the day. It's easy to put yourself into that set of stage of sleep paralysis. So when it comes to all that, oh, I was being held down, or oh, I saw this entity, oh, this touched me, that's not so much sleep paralysis. It's a term for it in Spanish. I don't know the term. I can get you the term sometime next episode. But my buddy Frank, he was on last week, was telling me, he's like, yeah, it's not so much sleep paralysis. It's, I don't know, I don't know what it is, but sleep paralysis and what that is are two very different things. So like, he explained it well. So it's like I said earlier, when you could put yourself in that scenario anytime you want. Like, it's just putting your mind awake and your body to sleep. It's not that hard to relax and doze off and then fall into a deep sleep.
It's only happened a handful of times to me, but like,
so when you're like that, the first thing you're gonna do is panic. Obviously, when you panic, negative thoughts and emotions come towards you. You're allowing something like that to come in and attack you. So it's not so much sleep paralysis per se. It's something else that you're allowing it. I'll get the term as soon as possible, but
I just fell back asleep like right afterwards. I was like, oh, I saw something. It was just a dream, and I went straight back to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah, like I wasn't scared. I was just like, whoa, that was probably nothing.
Woke up with a fright. I don't blame you. I've been there before. So you got anything else?
Not really. That was just my story, really.
Nice. So that's for part 2 of episode 2, where we'll end. We'll be back next week. Probably do that one solo because I got a lot of technical difficulties, so got to figure that out. I hope you all enjoy part 1 and part 2.